There we go. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another Mental Health Monday here on Even Tacos Fall Apart. Really excited to have you here. You might notice that we're swapped sides. I don't know if that's going to bother anybody, but Riverside fucked some shit up and they changed a bunch of things and now I can't do what I could do just last week. So, yay. But that's okay. We're gonna power through, and I'm not gonna be too picky about it. And I am joined by a super awesome guest, so it's gonna be a fantastic time anyway. Nikki Allen has joined us today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, Nikki.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to this chat.
Absolutely. I think I am going to just pop a gain on your audio just to see if I can give it a little boost
Okay.
also so that you're not too
I will
quiet.
speak louder. Is that a little better for you?
I think that'll be good. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll be good. I'm going to give this just a little boost there and hopefully we'll level out a little bit. But like I said, today I am joined by Nikki Allen. Thank you so much. She's the author of Loved You, Hated You, also a singer. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. But Loved You, Hated You is a raw cinematic novel about betrayal and identity loss and choosing yourself again. And it started as a song and then as a screenplay before it became the book. Nikki writes fiction, but this one is pulled out of her real life chapter, and so what you're getting is just the truth wearing that story's clothes whenever you're reading it. We are going to talk tonight about emotional abuse, about trauma responses, and how women can put themselves back together after a relationship cracks their confidence. So we're going to get into just why we fall apart and how we rebuild and why none of that makes us unlovable. But before we do, I've got some socials to share with you guys. So if you're looking to connect with Nikki anywhere, feel free to pop over to her website, pop over to Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. I've got all of those for you. And just make sure you connect. And as you're connecting, make sure that you're liking a post, make sure you're commenting on a post, do all the engagement things just so that it gets her into your feed and you can have a little bit of that engagement. That's really what we're here for. So again, Nikki, thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your energy with us today. And Blue Bedlam says those audio levels are good. I appreciate you, Blue. Thank you so much for that confirmation. So, Nikki, I would love to know just what made you become interested in writing and singing and making films and philanthropy work. We were talking earlier just about you do a whole bunch of stuff. So, how'd you get into everything?
I was born this way. When I was a little kid, my dad would play music in our basement when he'd get off work, and that was the moment I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to do that. But the filmmaking part, the writing part came because when I hear music, I see a story. So hence how Loved You Hated You became what it became. But music, not anymore. Today I don't know what they're talking about on half these songs. They start off one place and then it's like what? But typically songwriting is storytelling, right? So visually I see the song playing out. So I went to school actually to be a film director, and I thought I wanted to just do music videos. I worked on one music video and was like, yeah, no, this isn't fun unless I'm directing it. But that's kind of how it started. And I moved to LA, and I've been very very blessed and fortunate. 3 days after I moved out here, I was paid to sing on someone's album, and then maybe a week or two after that, I ended up working for Martin Sheen's company at the time, Symphony Pictures, and then I got a call to go to Babyface's Whip Appeal video, and then I ended up working at Solar Records. So I just kind of been doing music and film since for I won't say how long, but decades, more than two. Um, so that's kind of it's just me. It's just everything. I don't when I hear music, I see either a video or a movie, one or the other. So that's how that came to be.
I was just complaining the other day. Complaining maybe isn't. I was wishing that songs would go back to being more stories. And because I was listening to a song, I was like, "Oh, I love this beat. I just wish there was more substance to it. Like I just wish there was more to it. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great song, but there's no story to it." And I was even stories without words. Sometimes you can feel the story from it, and I think that that's a little bit lost right now. my thinking was maybe it's because everybody's making music for like TikTok and Instagram, and they're these short little songs that are just like a sound bite kind of. And I'm like, "Oh, I
Right.
wish they'd go back."
But even before then, like when um, rap, because my son, he just turned 19. He's kind of in that era. He makes music and stuff. And like I noticed from maybe the last 5, 6 years, I'm like, what in the world are you guys talking about? I mean, it just makes no sense. So it just kind of unraveled that way. And then TikTok exploded. And then you just don't need, forgive me, those, who are on TikTok and making music, but there's so much out there. It's like no talent. You're using AI to create
Mm,
your beats. And if you're not using AI to create lyrics, you're making up something that is like, I don't know what you're telling me. Like, and is this how you talk every day? Because that's problematic. I miss those stories where they're telling you how much they love you or don't like you or don't like, just like give me something. But even in rap songs, like give me something,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
wholeheartedly agree.
Like, what are we
Absolutely,
talking about? So
absolutely.
then you just end up going, I like this beat because that's
Yes.
really, and they
Yep.
may have a catchy hook that has absolutely nothing to do with the verses, but I
Yep.
digress.
Yep. Or the song title has nothing to do with almost
Oh my
anything.
gosh.
And it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
Right.
Move on.
Exactly.
I'll just put on some of my older tunes and it'll be fine. And my kids will go, oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
But then I'll catch them singing along and I'm like, see?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, I think my daughter, even though she was born in 2000, I swear she's like 40 years old. She knows. I take her to concerts. I like old school R&B, so we'll just go see like Charlie Wilson. We'll go see Babyface. We'll go see Boys to Men. And we went to go see TLC, and she knew more songs than I did. And I'm looking at her like, how do you know this? She's like, Mom, you played all this stuff when I was growing up.
Yes.
But my son, he knows none of my music, like nothing that I listen to. He likes what's out now and he creates what's out now. He knows no old school artists. He like nothing. And this is a musical household. His dad was a musician, so the fact that he's just like, I don't know who that. Do you know who's like? Nope, never heard of him. I'm just like, how are you getting in this industry, or you want to be in this industry, but you don't know the pioneers of why you're doing what you're doing. But that's this generation.
Yeah, yeah. You need that musical education for sure. What's
Yeah.
something that folks are always surprised to learn about you?
I don't know because I'm an open book. So I don't think I don't know. I trained for the Olympics growing up. How about that?
What event?
Gymnastics. I was a gymnast. I trained for the
Nice.
84 Olympics.
I That's really cool. I went to high school with an Olympian and
Really?
she did shot put and her dad had done shot put and now we just like she was in my graduating class and everything and we just renamed one of the streets after her.
That's awesome. That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So that's very cool. That's intense. I remember when she was growing up, her focus was like laser intense.
Yeah. Well, for me, that music was my thing, and I wanted to be this singer and all that. And my dad was like, "Yeah, no, you're a good gymnast, so we're going that path." So I spent 6 days at the gym, and but I'm also a musician, so I had private flute lessons, and I played in the band and all of that. I see somebody trying to come up here. Um, so yeah, so music was still there, but I was forced into gymnastics.
Mm,
Let me say it like this: I love gymnastics. I love flipping. I love being able to be so high up in the world, spinning around. But my dad was like, if you don't start like winning competitions, I'm gonna take you out. And so he took me out of ballet because I was good and I wouldn't practice, and I didn't believe him. So I was like, oh, he'll do it for real. And I love gymnastics. So once I started having to get better because he made me, that's when I started focusing on me. And then it went from 1 day a week to 3 days to 6 days. And I'm paying for it. My body's paying for it now, but I've had two knee surgeries. Like
Oh,
it's just a mess. But you know, it is what it is.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's a. I mean, it's nice to look back on it, but now it's
It
rough.
was an experience, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people get to actually say that? So in that regard, I'm really grateful and thankful. I've had some amazing experiences, but that was not Nikki's choice.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I got injured, right, I think in 1983, like right before, like as I was junior Olympics, all of that, right before things were about to get, take off, I fell off the bars and I hurt my knees. When I landed, I was like, thank God, because I knew my knees were messed up. I had to get up like, oh my God, my knees. But I was like, yes, I have to do this.
You get a break at least a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's
I'm
rough.
over it.
Ah, that is rough. Well, we are here tonight to talk about rebuilding yourself after a relationship breaks your confidence. So, I know that your book relates to your own story. So, was there a specific moment when you were looking back and you were just like, "Oh, I need to share this story. I need to get it out further than just like maybe talking to a therapist or something. This needs to be a song, a play, a book now." So, when did you decide you needed to share that?
Um, Good question. I've always been working on music, and I was in this horrible relationship,
Mm.
and I'm a songwriter, and I was writing for my album, and actually, my producer came up with "Loved You, Hated You," that title, and I'm like, I'm writing to that. So I wrote the lyrics, and I wrote it. The full lyrics are, "I loved you, I hated you, and now I'm releasing you,"
Mm.
and that was the arc of that relationship. And so I was like, I just that was just me, that was my therapy in writing that song. um, then, as I told you, as I'm listening to it, I saw a whole movie come out of it. So that's when I wrote the screenplay. Now, it's not so sexy how it became a book because the publishers called and was like, "Do you have a book?" And I'm like, I don't want to tell them no, so I'm going to turn one of these screenplays into a book. And so that's how that became a book. So not so sexy, but um, it was so interesting because when you write a screenplay, it's usually 90 pages. That's an hour and a half, right? This book, you need more. So I had to fluff it up and I had to describe everything that I can typically show when I'm shooting. So that was, kind of hard, but it was interesting in revisiting some of those stories, or I should say the emotions of the story, because it really took me back to what I had endured, and so thankful that I'm not that Nikki anymore.
Yeah. Did you find yourself, whenever it kind of took you back to that, did you find yourself working through some things you hadn't realized you still needed to work through even after doing the song and everything? Like did it bring up more that you needed to work on?
One time, and this was way after the book was published, I had been doing podcasts, and I was getting this question like, what did it bring up? I'm like, no, nothing really. I just turned it from a screenplay into a book, had a few moments like, oh my God, I remember that. But one day,
Uh-oh, I lost audio. Can you hear me? Okay, hold on. This is Riverside doing its thing. I'm going to refresh. It shouldn't kick me out. I'm just going to refresh the page. Give me a second. It did kick me out.
it surely did. When I saw myself sitting here alone, I'm like, okay, she's gone.
That is okay.
And it took away my background, but that's okay.
Oh,
I don't how did that happen?
I don't even know. This is what, and so when you reach out to Riverside, I'll put them on blast and then I'll send them this interview too, because when you reach out to them, they look at the separate recordings and they go, no, everything on the recording looks fine. I'm like, well, I live stream. So you go look at what happened on the live stream because it might
Yeah,
not pick it up here when you're recording it separately, but It picked it up on the live stream, so you can't tell me it didn't happen. You're not gaslighting me today.
Yeah, and I don't even know why you doing what you did would have anything to do
It
with what
shouldn't.
I did.
It didn't
So
kick you out. It kicked me out. I
it
don't
kicked you
know.
out, and then it took away my background. So now you guys see, I just moved. So so I have stuff everywhere. So
That is
sorry.
okay. No, no judgment. Look, I'll tell you that whenever I moved into this house, I think it took me 2 years to unpack my bedroom.
Don't tell me that.
It,
Don't
look,
tell me that. No, it's
it
been
just took
taking
me so long.
because I've never taken it. I've been here a month and some change, and
Oh, you just moved.
yeah, but I'm usually like unpacked, like house is perfect. I can't get it together here, and it's just like, what is going on? But it's been
Give
so
give
hot
yourself
too.
a little bit of grace, a little bit of space. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Well, y'all, you see my stuff, so
That is,
that's it.
it is okay. Do you want to try and put your background back on? It's up to you. It
I
doesn't
don't
bother
know.
me.
On. No, we're good.
Okay.
Let's just keep it going. See it now. Shoot, we're not hiding it.
I
It is
don't
what
see
it is.
anything that I shouldn't see, and sometimes I'm
I
like,
don't have,
what is in
this
my
is
background? Oh shit.
no, this is my spiritual room, so everything's it's cool.
Perfect,
It's just
perfect.
not. It's just not set up. No, nothing. Haven't put any
That's
pictures up. It's just plain.
that is
Okay.
okay. That is all right. Yeah, so I mean, you were talking about just what kind of what it brought up for you whenever you were changing it
Right.
over to the book.
So I don't know if you heard the part. I've been in a relationship. I'm getting out of now for 7 years, and we have an amazing relationship. And you guys like, then why are you leaving? That's a whole different conversation. But anyway, um, we've never had an argument in 7 years. That's not to say we haven't disagreed, but we just really good at working things out. So he's a coach, and he was coaching these kids, and so he called me frantic. I need this key or this for Amazon. We need this by such such such. And I'm like, okay. And so he goes, okay, do it now. But when he said do it now, it brought up that old relationship where he was like, do it now, or that. And even though he didn't say it like that, it just something went all the way through me to the point where he goes, please, because I got so quiet.
Yeah.
And then when he came over, I had an attitude. I was mad, like, and I knew he didn't mean it like that, but that other side was like trying to control it. And he goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." And I told him. He says, "I didn't mean like that." I'm like, "I know," but he was. I started crying, and he just grabbed me. I was like, "I'm so sorry," but it was like, wow, that was decades ago, and that one little "do it now" triggered something in me that, oh my gosh. So that was really the one thing I'm like, okay, maybe we're not always 100% healed because we don't know what areas, I never thought those little words would make me go, like he's talking to me
Yeah.
like that. And that's really what went, I felt my brain cross like, he's not going to be like that guy, is he? Oh my God, he's like that guy. Like that went through my brain for 2 seconds. And I'm like, this is not that guy, but my reaction, it lasted for probably a day. So
Yeah.
I had to really sit and work through that, So yeah, it's a process.
Yeah. No, there's a lot. I mean, after my divorce, I had like I dated a lot and I had one relationship and then I got into my current relationship and there was a lot that I didn't realize that I still had to work through. And you're right, like it's the smallest things that would set something off and fortunately he's very patient.
Right, right.
Because you don't always have that control over your reactions and you're going I'm fucking mad right now. And it's not about the other person, it's about the things that you went through. But you have to reconcile that. Like, you have to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, I have to realize it's not about this person in front of me because
Correct.
that's what I'm mad about right now or upset about
Exactly.
or whatever emotion you're feeling. But yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was so shocked because I'm like, I got this together, right? And like, oh no, that little piece was dangling in there. You didn't get that
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we got it under control now, but we'll see what else. As I said, I'm ending this relationship, and I'm, it's a whole other. nothing's wrong. I've outgrown him. I
Sure.
just think, you know, he's still in the same place we were 7 years ago,
Mm,
and I'm not in that place anymore. I'm not even that person anymore. So it's just, time to be a big girl and cut it loose before it gets bad, because we've never
yeah.
had it be bad. So yeah,
You're
but
what's
I'm
the phrase? It was popular several years ago. The uncoupling phrase. What's the uncoupling
oh,
phrase?
I don't know what is it.
It's like conscious uncoupling or something like that. It's the term for whenever you break up and it's not like a major thing happened or anything. It's just like it just means it's a mutual decision. That's all it means. But it was a real
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't remember if it was like I don't know, Gwyneth Paltrow or something. One of her, she had all
Mm-hmm.
those terms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just, but I am concerned because I am a new person. I feel like ever since I moved into this house, it's like, it's not even a new chapter. This is like a brand new life for me.
Mm,
It's really interesting, whatever it is I'm going through. So I'm like, I am looking forward to being in a relationship that can meet me where I am now. What is that going to look like? Like, that's kind of scary too. But new relationships are always scary.
yeah.
It just, and that's why people, like, we can segue into this. That's why people stay in these relationships that are no good. They get into this comfort zone because if I told you how great this guy was, you'd be like, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? But I just need more for me.
Yeah.
But I could so stay here, but I can already see within the last 3 years, I've been complaining more. He's like, just nagging a little more. And I'm like, let this go, because he's not willing to meet me where I am. And so I think just get out of this comfort zone, because he's very comfortable. Like, he's just like this chair. This is my favorite chair on the planet. It'll suck you up. It's hugging me right now.
I
He's
love
like
that.
that. He's
Yeah.
like that. But I'm not getting what I need out of it. Even though you're doing that, I need something else, something more, and nothing crazy. I'm not asking for anything crazy. It's just I'm just not that person. So why do we stay, ladies? Get out of these comfort, or men too. Men too.
Yeah.
We all do this. We just get in that comfort zone, and that's actually one of the lines in "Loved You, Hated You," the song. We're just in this comfort zone. So
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely if you've grown a lot and the other person hasn't grown with you or grown along the same path, not even that you have to have the same kind of growth.
right,
But if you've just grown into different directions, like that's a valid enough reason. It's a valid enough
yeah.
reason.
Yeah, and it's so sad. I'm really sad. I'm madly in love with this person, but I love me so much more.
Yeah.
And it took me such a long time to get to this place. I have to honor it. And I'm going to also say this, since I have released him, I don't know what kind of block was there, but even more things have been coming to me. It's like I released some kind of blockage, and now the opportunities. And I'm not talking about another partner or anything like that. I'm just saying life just seemed to open up because
Yeah.
there was something in there in that relationship was blocking something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, talking about the relationship that led to the song, different relationship, right? We'll start
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
All right, so
yeah.
different relationship, and that one was more on the emotionally abusive side. So what did that look like for you before you had a name for it? Before you were like, "Oh, because I know what it looked like for me before I got to, oh my God, this is an abusive relationship." It was totally a different point after that. What did it look like leading up to that though?
I didn't realize that that's what that was.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was so young. I was barely 20. He was barely 20, and so we're very immature. Let's just start there. Um, and I had just moved to LA. My mom died 11 months after I moved out here, so that was
Oh,
my. I called her my North Star. Like, she was my everything, right? So I didn't have many friends, but I had this guy, and he was wonderful initially, right? They always are.
that's how it
And
goes.
yeah, it was wonderful initially, and then it just got he got to be controlling, and some of it I don't. I think we were so young. I don't think either one of us really knew what was happening. And I'll say this because I would go to work, come home, and whenever I got home, within 30 minutes of me getting home, I'd call him. So I
Mm.
set a pattern, right? So then when I didn't do it, why didn't you call me? Where are you? What, you know? So I didn't know I was setting up something, and I don't even think he knew he felt that way when I didn't call, right? So it just started developing these little dynamics. Um, he clearly had anger issues and emotional problems because it was more than just emotional abuse. Um, it was physical abuse too.
Mm.
Not all the time. Not that that means anything because one time is one time too many. But um, the three, four times, I mean, it was the last time we put each other in the hospital because I fight back. I don't just take it. This is the gymnast in me with brothers in the house. So that
Yeah.
wasn't, that wasn't going to happen. Just a total beat down. But we put each other in the hospital, and he was the one that said we can't keep doing this. He was the one that said that, like, we can't
Yeah.
keep doing this. I was so just like, oh, he's so wonderful. I just don't want to lose him. And I see these old people at restaurants, and I'm like, I want that to be us. It's just complete immaturity, and not, and I lost myself when I lost my mom. And so I put that into this guy, and yeah, that was a mistake.
Very, very misplaced. Not,
Very
not where it should have
misplaced.
gone.
It wasn't back to your question. I think it not I think I realized that this relationship was abusive and not good because when I was working, I had a lunch buddy friend, and we go have lunch every day. And we're telling, she was married and I was dealing with this guy, so we're talking about our partners, and I didn't realize I was complaining about the same thing every day until one day, maybe a month and a half into this, she goes, "You know what, Nikki? I really hate that you're going through all of this with your guy. And I keep giving you advice, but you don't take it. You come back and you tell me the same story." And she goes, "So I don't want to talk about him anymore."
Yeah.
And kudos to me because at 20 something, we get attitudes, but I didn't. I took what she said to heart. Like, I need to go home and think about this. And so I started thinking about what I was telling her. And that's when it dawned on me, like, yeah, no, that's not right. But we normalize things. And I have to
Yeah.
say this too. He had put his hands on me, and I called my dad in Chicago, and I'm thinking he's gonna rush out here and tell this guy something. And my father goes, he wasn't a good dad, just so you know. So he goes, well, that's what you guys do. So he didn't help by normalizing this, right? Like that
Yeah.
we do. So if my dad would have been like, "Oh my God, I'm coming out there. You need to get out of that relationship, run for the hills," I think I would have gotten a clue at that point. But when your own parent, and he raised me with my mom, so it wasn't like we didn't talk. Like, this is my dad, and he's like, "Yeah, that's just what you guys do,"
Mm.
and didn't see anything wrong with it. So that didn't help, me. I thought, okay, well, maybe this is just normal. So it wasn't until my friend was like, "Yeah, girl, no, I'm not talking about this with you anymore. This is crazy." Like, no. So that's when the light bulb went out. Now went on, but I didn't leave right away.
Yeah.
That's yeah. It took another 7. I don't know what it is with being 7, but it was 7 years in that relationship. Like, I think that's where I fizzle out at 7. I'm
Maybe.
learning something about myself today. 7 is where I fizzle out.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that that's the one because they say it takes a lot of folks who are abused takes them 7 times trying to leave their abuser before it finally sticks. And some people don't make it to 7 because they don't live that long, unfortunately.
Right, right.
And it didn't take me 7, but it took me more than a couple. So it's
Yeah,
unfortunate. It's an unfortunate reality, and it's hard to judge it from the outside looking in. When you're on the inside, it's a totally different story that you're telling yourself. It's a totally different story that they're telling you. And it's a totally different story that you put out to the rest of the world too.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So what did it look like for you once you started choosing yourself instead of choosing that relationship? even before you left, because that's one of those things that's like you don't just usually click a light bulb and then you leave. And like you're saying, it took you a while. So what started to change for you in your environment whenever you started choosing yourself over the relationship?
After that last fight, and he was like, "We can't keep doing this." We broke up, and I didn't want to break up, right?
Mm.
So I was forced to sit there and deal with, first of all, why are you longing for someone that is mistreating you? So that was, I guess, the beginning of me trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with me, because and any of us in abusive relationships, we know for the most part that, yeah, calling me a bitch or slapping me or whatever is happening is not right. But somehow we make it okay. And so I really had to sit there and go, what is it about this guy that makes me feel like it's okay to be talked down to? And he came after me with a gun twice.
Oh
Like,
shit.
why? Yeah, like, okay, ma'am. Like, because if that happened right now, oh, it wouldn't even happen right now, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd see the red flags coming.
Yeah.
But, it was just like, I really had to sit with me to figure out why. And the why that I got at the time, it's evolved. But I lost my mom and I was just holding on to this person. I didn't have any self esteem, no self love, all those things, and yeah, so I really had to like pick that apart and realize, okay, you need to build some self confidence because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that sometimes, we're talking about,
You
oh,
don't
that's
even know what
okay. That's all right. It sounds like
it
a
is. My
landline.
daughter's been sitting here trying to call me. I'm gonna text her really
That's
quickly.
fine. That's funny.
Sorry.
I just saw a little device that you can put on your wall that like silences your cell phone except for calls and it turns it into kind of a landline. And it's for like, okay, you put your cell phone here on the wall, it's like you're having a landline and you're not scrolling on your phone all the time. I'm like, all right,
I
maybe one day I'll
had
get that bad.
a landline because where I live, my cell doesn't hardly work. So I'll
Oh
talk to
yeah.
you and then it cuts off. So I'm like, I haven't had a landline in 1,000 years, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Look, sometimes it's
Sorry
better.
about that, y'all.
That's all right. It's all good. So, if somebody is in this fog right now and they really can't tell if what they're experiencing is abuse, whether it's emotional, I mean, physical is usually more obvious, but sometimes it's not. But what's one question that you would say you wish you had asked yourself to get clarity sooner?
Ooh, that's a good one. No one's ever asked me that. What question would I ask to give why are you allowing this to happen? Because people only treat you the way you allow them to treat you, and that's really it in a nutshell. Like I said, I set up the whole pattern of when I get home, I call you, right? But the first time he was like, "Why didn't you call me?" And I should have said, I have other things, I have a life, friends, whatever. I should have said something else instead of going, "Oh, okay, I'll make sure I call you before I do anything else." Right? So just just have to, I don't know, just do that deep dive. I'm actually working on something called soul surgery. It's actually a class called soul surgery because it's layered. Like that relationship that we're talking about was 3 decades ago,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still learning things about myself. I'm still building myself. I'm still becoming, right? So there are just things I keep finding out and figuring out, like, okay, but the one thing I have done is I have set boundaries, and it hurts people's feelings. And that's another thing. We don't want to be embarrassed and we don't want to hurt people's feelings,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's usually the bigger thing. And women as nurturers, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna do all that. But I have learned that I have to love me enough to tell you no,
Yeah.
which is why I'm leaving this relationship. And I'm so proud of myself because I told him I love me more than I love you, and I love him to the moon and back, but I love me all the way to the heavens, and I'm not coming back. So it's like I love me that much, and I have set those boundaries. And you're gonna step on some toes. People aren't gonna like it, but when you can look at yourself in the mirror and go, "Yeah, I'm a bad bitch or a bad dude or whatever it is," you don't care about what they think, and
Yeah.
because you are happy. And I think too many times we compromise trying to keep everyone happy, and we lose ourselves in that. And it's also what happens in these relationships, right? We want to keep them happy. We don't want any, we don't want to make any waves. We don't want to be alone. We finally found the one. Like all these things we tell ourselves, and then we no no borders, no boundaries, no nothing. Just what let it rip. And so I would just say, you gotta put those borders up. But the thing that it's like a process to get to that, right? Because we know
Yeah.
that we hear about it. You gotta set boundaries, but how do we set these boundaries? You gotta love yourself, and that really is the key. Which is why I'm doing this soul surgery, because me doing this work for myself, oh my God, I didn't realize from whence all the trauma came. So you asked me initially, like, when, did that light bulb go off for you? And when it did, I told you it was, my mom. I needed my mom, and I didn't have that, self love. But man, boundaries. But when I started doing the work, I found out it was more than that. I had so much childhood trauma
Mm-hmm.
that bled into this, and so here we are. So you got to do the work. It's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
you can do it.
I like that you're calling it soul surgery too, because it's not just like a, oh, do this one thing and you'll feel better. It's very much this, like you're describing, just long process, and it's all interconnected too. You think you're dealing with one thing, but you're really dealing with 10 things that happened before that, and you got to deal
Right,
with each of those in their own way. So,
right.
soul
Because
surgery is a
people,
great name for it.
you read the book, right, and then you do what the book says, and okay, that worked for a little while. Then you go to this conference, and oh my God, I get it now, and that works for a little while. Those are like little band-aids because
Yeah.
you haven't healed the soul. What is the foundation of you? What did they pour into you? To Because that's what it is. They poured into you, and this is how you came out.
Yeah.
What do you have to undo? What do you need to reprogram? And that's really how I got to this point, because I'm like, ooh, I didn't even know I was that fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my family normalized all the fucked up shit. As I told you, my father was like, well, that's what you guys do. Like, and mind you, my parents never argued, fought. I never heard them raise their voices at each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, but everything was just normal. So I had to do that soul surgery.
Yeah. So how you get out of the relationship, you realize that you're in an abusive situation. How did you start to rebuild the trust in your own judgment after, I'm sure, feeling like it failed you? Or at least that's how I felt. I felt like I had failed myself.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I went through a few bad relationships after that.
Mm,
It wasn't, it was different. They weren't abusive, but the other parts of my soul that weren't healed were had to deal with that. So I should have taken the time. But who takes their time in their 20s because you think you know everything, and you want to be you have a timeline of what you want your life to look like. So
mm-hmm.
I went through a bunch of really, really not good relationships, crazy relationships. And then I meet this guy I'm with now, which is like the best relationship I've ever had. But then he stopped growing with me. It's like, what happened? So is it never ending? Maybe. And maybe I'll finally find that person that will go past 7 years. I don't know.
Or maybe, maybe y'all will find each other again later. Like maybe he'll go do a little bit of
Maybe.
growing and you'll find
I
yourself
can
in the
see
same
that.
place. Yeah.
I can see that. Then he's the only one I could ever say I can see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe, but I'm just so on go mode right now. It's like I'm not even worried about that. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you gotta do what is good for you for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned boundaries. Is there a boundary that that you wish you had maybe set earlier, and also if you're gonna go, okay, well if I had said it earlier, here's how I would have done it. Like, would it made a big difference?
Just sticking up for myself,
Mm.
you know. And what's funny is everyone thought it was interesting that I was in an abusive relationship because growing up, I'm from Chicago. Um, I, as I told you, I grew up with brothers, so I would fight you back, right? And my dad's favorite line about me was, "Nikki, don't take no shit." So why are you taking shit, right? So everybody was really surprised, but you know, I'm sorry, I lost your question right there.
That's okay. We were just talking about like if so you brought up boundaries earlier. If there was a boundary that you had that you like maybe if you had set it earlier, you feel like it would have made a big difference or
I just wish I was more confident and would stick up for myself. And that's why I went to that, because I used to always stick up for myself, but I was never in love with those people either, right?
yeah.
So that was a different dynamic that I had never been in. And yeah, so I
Yeah.
wish I would have just stood up for myself. And when because I saw the BS, I saw it, and then you just, I go talk to my friend at lunch about it instead of going, oh hell no, not doing this, and that would have been the end of that. But I just wish, I wish the wisdom in me now was in younger Nikki. That's
Yeah.
really wish, because none of that shit would have happened. None of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. I'm always terrified when somebody's like, "Oh, I lost the question." I'm like, "Shit, what did I just ask?" You're asking me to remember what the words that came out of my mouth? I don't think so.
I'm like, oh shoot, wait, I think I'm veering off the path here.
I gotta back up to what I said. I don't know.
Well, we did good on that one. We
We
did
did fine.
good.
It was all good. So, if there is somebody who's out there and maybe they are feeling like they've lost a little bit of themselves, is there a good way that you would say, here's something you can do to start finding those concrete pieces of you again versus the person that you've become up to that point?
It's really, honestly, my take on it is, once you get that, sit down, and because I didn't realize how much I didn't love myself,
Yeah.
and it really, absolutely everything about this is about loving yourself. It really is. I know it sounds so cliche, so like, that's so simple, but I got to a point where I couldn't even look in the mirror and say, I love you. Nikki, I love you. That shit is hard. Try it. If you can do it, you're good. But it took me a long time to be able to go, you're beautiful. So I started, because those are the exercises that I started doing. You're
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. I love you. You deserve the best. I didn't believe it at first. I was looking in the mirror like this, like, I love you. You're so beautiful. I was doing all of that, and then I tried to kiss myself. I love you. Oh my God, that felt so weird when I did it then, and now I'm like, I'm a bad bitch. I wake up, I'm looking in the mirror like, oh girl, you looking good today. I love you. You're awesome. I love all that you've done. Like, I just start, because that's reprogramming, and
Yeah.
if you tell yourself something good or bad enough times, you'll start to believe it. So start by telling yourself that you deserve the best. And then measure that with, are you really receiving the best? Are you getting the best out of this relationship? Is this really what you want? Is it, be honest with yourself? Is this really what you want? Because if it is, I mean, we shouldn't be having this conversation. But if it isn't, why? Why are you allowing this to happen? You have to
Yeah.
ask those hard questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you seem very confident now, and you definitely seem like you love yourself and you're very confident. Do you still have old doubts creep back in? And do you do
Oh
any of
hell
those
yeah.
exercises
Oh
still?
yeah. Yes.
What do you do when
Yes.
that happens?
I run in the mirror and go, stop it. Stop that shit. No, I really do. Or sometimes I used to wake up and my nervous system would be vibrating. Like, I'd wake up
Mm.
shaking because I'm so like stressed. And nothing's wrong now. And I'll still wake up with that, but I know that's that old trauma of something trying to step in. And I'm just like, nope, not having it. You're fine. You're safe. You love yourself, and you're great. Like, and it really just goes, but it's a constant practice. I mean, I have so much that I'm unraveling that no, I'm not at that point where like, oh, I got this and it'll never happen again. No, it's like a workout. Like you lost the weight, but you still got to keep working out to keep in shape. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Is there anything that has surprised you since you found this more confident person and done all of this growing? Is there one thing that you're like, I did not expect that?
I think, I don't know if we were recording this or we were just talking in the beginning, but I told you this is not just a new chapter, it's like a new life. And it is the scariest shit that I've ever experienced because I'm so used to the bullshit. Now
Yeah.
there's no bullshit. And it's like, what do you do now? There are no fires to put out. No, Nikki, you just go. This is the point of your life that you've been trying to get to forever, but no one tells you about when things are great. We always talk about this kind of stuff, and I've lived in this, but I'm thankful that I pushed past this.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, oh shit, it's all going good. Everything I wanted is happening. I have everything. If you can see my house when I manifested, I still can't believe it. But it's like, yeah, this is what's shocking me. But I know this is that reprogramming me saying, no, I deserve this. I can't tell you. I told you I've been in this house a little over a month, and I still wrestle with telling myself I deserve this
Yeah.
because it's so phenomenal that, and I'm so used to the bullshit and fighting and oh my god, of life, not just relationships. That yeah, there's a flip side to that too. Like no one tells you when everything is good because I've had a lot of trauma. I know some people may have good portions of your life, then bad like that. No, my shit was just all fucking bad up until now, and now it's like, huh? Wait, what? Yes, you saying yes? I can. It's good. We're like, it's just so so those old things not good enough. You don't deserve this. Oh, they pop up now, right now, like all day, every day, and I'm literally even that I'm driving. I'm like, nope, Nikki, you're still a bad bitch. Let's go. you know, because those old thoughts. So it's muscle memory that you got to create a muscle memory that's like, no, we're not going back to that. We're staying right here on this. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's work. It's definitely work, but you
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of the time whenever things are going really, really well for me that I'm like, I'll catch myself waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I'm like, hold on, just enjoy it. Just it's okay to just be like,
Woo. You
all
just
right,
made
if
me take a deep.
something yeah, if something bad happens, you're going to get through it, but also you don't have to keep looking for what's the bad thing
Expect
that's
it,
going to happen. You don't have
and
to
you
wait for
better.
that other shoe to drop. Just enjoy. But that's so much easier to say than to do.
To me, I'm living it every day. Like it's been good for a while now. When's it gonna happen?
What's that next thing? Yes, yep, exactly. Exactly.
I'm like, no, nope, nope. We're not doing that. It's all good for you. It's all good, and it's gonna continue to be good. Life will have its hiccups, and you'll deal with that when it happens. Don't invite it in. Let's
Yeah.
keep going here.
Yeah,
But this is really
absolutely.
hard. It's hard. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know that when you wrote this song, right, and then the screenplay and then the book, and are there things that you can say whenever you do the processing through fiction versus a memoir or a straight retelling? Do you feel like you could say things that you maybe couldn't express any other way?
No, I'm. I just run my mouth. I don't care because I always feel like I just use whatever platform I have, because I've been through some hard stuff, some really bad stuff, but I'm not the only one. And I feel like if I can share any part of my story, it's gonna help somebody else. So it doesn't matter what medium I use, what platform I use. I'm gonna just tell it. So there's no particular way. And I think you're losing me because it's getting dark, so I can turn on a light if you'd like me to turn on a
If
light.
you want to turn one on, that's just fine.
Yeah,
It is getting a little dark.
yeah, it is. I'm like, oh, it's getting nighttime here. Hold on. And then there was light.
There we go.
I'm back. Oh, is that
Perfect.
like too,
That's
too
okay.
much? You good? Okay.
I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, did you ever get any pushback from like your ex or anything saying like, "Hey, you're only telling your side of the story" or
He
anything like
doesn't
that?
even know this is about him.
Yeah,
And ironically, we still talk after decades. We've matured and we've talked through some of it. But I and it's so funny because I posted the book was coming out and he liked everything, and I'm like, you are so goofy. You don't even know this is about you, but okay,
it's
whatever.
it's. I feel like that's the opposite of my ex that I went through the most trauma with because he's like everything was that about. I had to block him on everything. I had to be like, look, we're not even friends on any of these social media platforms, but somehow you're still commenting, so I'm gonna block you and all your family and all your friends and everything. Oh, look at that little cutie. He just
Mama's
wants
baby.
that attention.
This is mama's baby. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I feel like that's the opposite. Like he thought everything was about him, whether it was about him or not.
Ugh, yeah, yeah. I didn't have that fortunately, but I think we don't talk enough. And I think like I said, this was decades ago, so he probably was just thinking I just wrote a book, and
Yeah,
clearly he's not going through any podcasts, or if he is, he's not connecting the dots.
right.
Oh well, you know,
That's fine. That's just fine.
yeah, it doesn't mean it works for me.
So, why do you think, in general, we fall apart in some relationships in the first place, if you had to just boil it down?
Again, not loving ourselves. We
Yeah,
just enough. We don't love ourselves enough to protect us.
yeah,
And yeah, that self love, self care thing is probably the most crucial thing that I have discovered on this journey. Is I've done you know what I said, reading the books and going to the conferences and going to counseling and all that stuff was good. They were good band aids, but they weren't long term. And I've
yeah,
only gotten here because I've had to strip away all the bullshit and get real with myself. And let me tell you, going back to all the stuff from childhood that I thought was normal, um, I'm like, oh my God, that was not normal. And you have to rectify that. And neither one of my parents are alive. So
mm,
now it's like, shit, I got to figure this out on my own because I need to have a conversation with one of you guys about why the hell did you do this or allow this to happen or whatever. But I didn't have that luxury, and it was just okay. I had to undo a lot. I'm still undoing a lot, and then there comes a lot of forgiveness that if you can, like because with my mom, she wasn't malicious. She did what she thought was right. My father, totally opposite. So I'm
mm,
having to and then but I caught it on both ends regardless. So I'm having to unravel what they're doing or what they did and parent myself, parent that little girl and figure this all out and and I think that's why I'm having a hard time now when it's good because it was never good. I don't know how to accept and receive good all the time. So
right.
I'm in a new phase of my life. We should talk in another 6 months. See how I'm doing.
I'll have you back on. We can do a check in 100%. So, what would you say if somebody came to you and just said like, I am in it right now and I've been through some shit that I feel like makes me unlovable. Like we're talking about it's all about self-love, it's all about loving yourself. What if somebody came to you and said, I feel like I can't be loved? What would you say to them?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I give them a big hug and tell them I love you and you
Yeah.
are loved. You are loved. And I would suggest, and I'm sure they have somebody, if just one person that supports them, get what you can from them. Let them start feeding your soul and telling you how wonderful. However, if you don't have that, man, you gotta get in that mirror and love yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna get you through. It really, I know I keep saying it, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm telling you, once I figured out I love me so much, it was like the heavens just opened up. It really did. And I started seeing changes in my children as well. So yeah, it just opened up for everybody, even you, right, Bella? And now we got the Malinois. She just woke up. Don't you knock this computer over. You want to say hi too, I see. Come on.
I love it. I've got a Malinois that I got on accident also. It
Here she
wasn't
is.
we were not supposed to
You
get
gonna
that
show
dog.
yourself or no?
Oh, see, mine's the tan one, the tan
Yeah,
kind.
she's
Oh,
Shepherd and Malinois,
love it. I love it. Yes,
baby.
none of my dogs were really on purpose. They were all oh, you need to be rescued. Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 dogs and a cat,
Yep,
all
I've got
rescued.
I've got 3 dogs, I got 2 cats, and
Woo!
same.
Yeah, no, nobody was meant to be here, but I can't. Like
Yes.
she was just roaming the streets and followed my daughter home.
Oh.
Yeah, and I knew somebody dumped her because when my son was playing baseball in a whole different city, and I brought her here, and because I moved them in the same neighborhood. But I took them for a walk and she got off the leash. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to get eaten by coyotes. Like, she doesn't know where we are. Well, she found me. She came right to the house. So I'm like, she must have been dumped because
Mm,
she would have found her way back home. So
yeah.
I think somebody dumped her. And
Oh.
she, as you can see, she's like this all the time. Separation anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
she's 10 now. So
Oh, little
yes,
sweetie.
mama's baby, and I'm getting licked. And all these kisses over here.
All the time, all the time. Well, we're coming up on the last couple of questions. So if anybody has any questions for us while we're here in live, feel free to pop them into the chat. And Bite Mark does have a question. She would like to know, what is your favorite poem? And for you specifically, I know that she also accepts songs as favorite poems. So favorite poem, favorite song, either way.
My favorite poem is "Nothing Gold Can Stay" by Robert Frost,
Oh, I love that one.
and because my favorite movie is The Outsiders, and that's the poem that you read in there. But I love that poem because it's so true. Like everything must change, nothing gold can stay. I'm about to recite it. Never mind.
Go for it. Listen, we'll take it.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it.
Oh,
But
that is,
I just know that's the gist of it.
yeah, yeah. You said The Outsiders? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
have
you
to
got to
check
see
that
the
out.
old one because I think I think they tried to do it's a it was a book and then it
Mm.
was a movie and then I think like quite a few years ago they tried to make a series out of it, which was no bueno. But yeah,
Ah, gotcha. So stick with
yeah.
the 80s one then?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
all right.
God. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. I gotta go watch it tonight now.
That's what I'll go that whenever I go look for it, that's the one I'll go look for.
Yes.
For sure. What is your favorite life hack, just in general?
Ooh, a life hack. I don't know. That's a you're asking some good questions. Come hang out with you anytime. Someone tell me a life hack. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
That's
The
okay.
first
You don't have to
answer.
have one. That's
I
just
don't have
fine.
an answer.
I'll give you
I'm,
I'll give you
go
I'll
ahead.
give you my favorite one because my favorite one is definitely the putting something really super colorful on your luggage. And it's like you pick something that's a kid related or something just super outlandish. And then, first of all, people think, it's a kid's suitcase. No, we're stealing. And then, second of all, it's really easy to spot.
I like that. I don't have a life hack. I gotta
That's all
get me
right.
one.
That's all right.
I gotta get me one, Bella. Yes.
Definitely we'll come up with one. As soon as we get off the phone, you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
I'm
I
gonna
do.
call you and be
Yeah,
like, hey,
see,
life hack.
yes, I do have one. Well, it is time for the magic moment of the stream. So if you could wave a magic wand and eliminate one common opinion or misconception surrounding mental health, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. A misconception around mental health is that I'm trying to think. My son suffers from mental health issues, and so I think people think that you are less than
Mm.
if you have mental health, like you can't function, which is not everybody's situation. And then the other misconception is if they think you seem normal, but they can't believe you have so much stuff going on. So it kind of goes both ways. I think those are the two. You asked for one, but I gave you two misconceptions.
I I I can't believe this came up again today because earlier this morning I had a conversation with somebody at work and those were her 2 points exactly. She was like, I'm super high functioning, and so whenever I say it, no one believes me. And then once I bring it up to someone who does believe me, they start treating me like I'm an idiot. And I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
I have experienced both of those,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I've seen that with my son. You
Yeah.
know, it's like either he's like totally bonkers to them or not him. Like no, So
Yeah,
yeah,
couldn't be, right? You got a smile on your face. You're so
yeah.
resilient. You're so hardworking. You show up for
Hmm.
everything. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
also, I have
Right,
depression.
right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I really appreciate you hanging in here with us. For those who are here with us who weren't here at the beginning, I am going to share Nikki's socials one more time so that you guys can go and connect with her website, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. I got them all for you. And Nikki, while I do that, I'm just going to open this up to you and ask if there's anything that we didn't cover tonight that you want to talk about or anything you got going on. I'll just let you take the floor.
yeah. I so as we were talking about loved you, hated you, and we were talking about a little bit of reclaiming our power. I have a new song coming out. It'll be released, I believe, October 1st, called This Cathedral Is Mine. And it's basically an empowering song saying that, I'm not going to allow these ghosts to resurface and take over my life because this cathedral is mine and I control it. So, yeah, new anthem.
I love that. I'm looking forward to it. Y'all have to once it does release, let me know. I'll make sure to post a link to it and everything so we
Awesome.
can
Will
share
do.
it a little more broadly. Well, thank you so much, Nikki, just for taking the time and spending your energy with us. I really appreciate it. And to everyone who is here with us live, I'm going to disconnect with Nikki behind the scenes in just a moment. I have a puzzle for y'all to work on. So exclamation point puzzle in the chat. We'll get you a link to that puzzle in the meantime. But I hope you got a lot out of that conversation, especially the reminder that falling apart does not make you unlovable. We are all human. We are all still worthy of love. And Nikki, again, thank you so much for your honesty and your courage and for showing up and sharing your story with our Even Tacos Fall Apart community today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. To everybody watching, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being exactly who you are. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere.